Welcome back, everybody, of the Doc Bob Lee. Our next guest is the Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer for the MTA and the Chairman of the Corporate Board for 100 Black Men of New York. And he joins us to speak about the great work that he's doing with his organization and what he's doing in our community, too. He's always out there with his sleeves rolled up doing things. I just saw him about we're out about 2-3 weeks ago, uptown in Harlem, feeding people and helping them get what they need out of life, and that's important. Please welcome to the show, Michael J. Garner. Welcome, 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 my brother.
Thank you, Dr. Bob Lee, and let me thank you for your leadership in being in the community and bringing the information and message to the people. Information, as you know, is powerful, and you've been out here for a long time, and you are an institution. I cannot associate BronxNet nor WBLS without Dr. Bob Lee.
Thank you, my brother. It's always a pleasure to see you, too. Please tell our audience more about the 100 Black Men of New York.
Yeah, so as you know, we were created in 1963 by baseball great Jackie Robinson, Mayor David Dinkins, and other Black leaders of that day, because there was an unfortunate incident in the arrest of a Black female socialite who was arrested for making an illegal U-turn in Midtown Manhattan. And then the conversation escalated. And the highest ranking Black at NYPD in that day, Bob Magnum, went to the station house and he voided the arrest. He voided the arrest. And there was calls to his firing. And a group of Black leaders got together and indicated that we needed to organize a group called the 100 Men. And it was Mayor David Dinkins who said that we're going to call ourselves exactly who we are, 100 Black Men.
Right.
Since that time in 1963, we have migrated to 97 chapters across the globe in most every major city in this country, including London overseas. And we focus on lending a voice to people who cannot speak for themselves, and we fight for the rights of people who cannot fight for themselves. So, for example, we issue $100,000 in college scholarships every year to 20 Black and brown students. The money goes directly to the students or their family, because if they went to the university or college, if they were on any other type of aid, they would take the $5,000. So we give it directly to them. And so we feed 8,000 people every year between Thanksgiving and Christmas, because, you know, although we live in the Fortune 500 capital of the world, we still have extreme pockets of poverty. For example, the Bronx is the third poorest county in the country. Not the state, but the country. That's the Bronx. And so we are in the Fortune 500 capital of the world, and we're doing what we should be doing in order to help those who are less fortunate than us. And most recently, we had two big deals. We signed a major deal with the National Football League, and they wanted us to identify Black male college students who are majoring in sports management or sports medicine and give them college scholarships, and partnering with us as a way of integrating the National Football League, the front offices, and their sponsors. Second, and most immediate, Hennessy reached out to us, and they wanted us to identify Black-owned businesses who are suffering through these pandemics of COVID-19, the current health pandemic, in addition to an economic pandemic, because the country is currently mired in a recession, but Black America is in a depression. And then we have international and national civil rights protests and civil rights unrest. So the Chairmen of Hennessy reached out and wanted us to identify small Black businesses for business grants. Fast forward, we identified 765 small Black businesses. We gave them business grants ranging from $1,500 to $15,000 in 84 different cities, states, and villages in 37 states. And so that round was so successful, guess what? We're going out with a second round as of October 26th. Round two, October 26th. So be ready.
There you go.
The MTA, the largest transportation network in North America, 70,000 employees, 5,000 square miles from Long Island all the way up to Newburgh, New York, Suffolk County up to Newburgh, New York. We have a $16 billion annual budget. We buy $6 billion of goods and services each year. Last year, which ended March 31st, we became the first agency in history to pay in excess of $1.1 billion to minority and women-owned firms. And why is that important, Dr. Bob Lee? It's important because access to contracts means job creation in the Black community. It means home ownership, better educational opportunities, and better healthcare options. $1.1 billion in 1 year. 38% of those dollars went to Black and Hispanic-owned businesses.
And you're no stranger to this type of work. Tell us some of the things that you've been doing before you came to MTA and started working with the 100 Black Men.
Yes, so prior to migrating over to the MTA, I am their first Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer. And I was offered this position by former Governor David Paterson, who wanted me to come over to the MTA and shake some things up because the MTA was not doing an adequate job of awarding contracts to certified minority women-owned businesses. That was in 2009. So I came here the same year as our president, Obama, came in the office. So I like to say that was the year of transformation. And so prior to that, I was the Senior Director of Business Development at the New York City School Construction Authority for 14 years. And the SCA, as we call it, they are responsible for building and rehabbing all the schools in the city of New York. So during my time there, we had a $13.1 billion budget, building 106 new schools and rehabbing countless others. And it was there that we created these innovative, aggressive minority business programs that led to great results.
Yeah, we love everything that you're doing in the community. And we got to also let people know that you're the cousin to Eric Garner.
Yes, yes.
Who was stricken in Staten Island.
So you know, timing in life is everything. I became president of the 100 Black Men in 2014. 2 months later, Eric Garner was killed by that officer. So God was trying to say, hey, listen, I'm going to give you a bigger platform in order for you to fight for the justices of people.
You see, but God
first. And so, you know, he has empowered me. We have fought to get the officer fired. Eric Garner's mother, Gwen Carr, she's not only the nicest individual that I know, but she is the strongest individual that I know. Because she and the Reverend Al Sharpton and NAN, the National Action Network, we fought for 6 years to get justice and getting that officer fired and losing his pension. Yeah. And in the words of Bob Marley, you got to fight for your rights. So now, Gwen Carr has teamed with the state Senate, the state assembly, in getting the Eric Garner anti-choking bill passed in both houses, and Governor Andrew Cuomo just signed that bill into a law. So it is illegal for any law enforcement officer to put anybody in a chokehold.
And finally, quickly, I think we've got about a minute left. What do you think about the debates? Vice presidential debate.
I felt so proud to be a Black man last night because Senator Harris did a magnanimous job of stating how her and Joe Biden is going to lead this country out of this current mess that we are in right now. Our race relations in this country under this current president or so-called president has gone back 100 years. He's pitting one group against the other group. We need leadership that's going to bring this country back together so everybody has the right and the ability to live in this country and be part of the American dream and not fight each other. So bravo for the job that she did last night. Senator Harris, you did a fantastic job. And as a Black man in America, I feel so proud on this day.
Spoken well from the Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer for the MTA and the Chairman of the Corporate Board for the 100 Black Men of New York, Michael J. Garner. Thank you so much, my brother. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Dr. Bob Lee, and thank you for your dedication and leadership. Have a great day.
And we're ready for round two.
Yes, we are. Round two, October 26th.
There you go. All right. We'll take a break right here. I've got more right here on the Open coming up next.